Hey everybody, welcome to a Tuesday night here on Northwoods TCG. Thank you guys everybody for joining once again as we are live here to discuss your Pokemon investment, what's going on in the Pokemon hobby, and just Pokemon in general. So thank you guys everybody for joining in. As always, at the beginning, I always do a 20-minute rant. I'm going to kind of tell because I've seen some new people coming in, and I do want to kind of describe what I do here. First 20 minutes, a half an hour is usually a rant, and then after that, I open up the chat to questions. So if you guys have any questions about the Pokemon TCG, about Pokemon investing, what's going on in the market, if you just want to pick my brain about something, all of that is available right after I get through the rant. Now, tonight's rant is not going to be that long. I know it seems like a really long topic, and it could be a very long topic. But realistically, guys, there's a certain train that's kind of at the station right now that there's great opportunity for Pokemon investing to get into right here, right now. And right now is a great time to be looking at it. And you're potentially missing the train on these particular items. And one of them I'm going to hold up right here. I did bring them out. Is going to be such as this. Pokemon 151 Japanese version. Now, if you are into Japanese, and even if you aren't a huge person in the Japanese, these booster boxes right here are something that you don't want to miss out on. Let's be 100% honest. The price is going up fast, guys. It's getting harder and harder to find these, even sub 100 at this point. And they're about $90 to $95 currently right now. If you do look and you do work a little bit yet, you can still get them for around $75. I just picked up a couple more that we're going to use for rip and ship. These are out of the case. That's why they're here for $72. So there's still opportunities in particular products such as that to still get in a low price. But that train is just slowly leaving. And you're definitely running out of an opportunity to get in on that. So that's one of the products that I wanted to be talking about when you're sitting there looking at these particular items and one of the trains that's leaving the station. The other one that I want to talk about are going to be these. Yes, they are taking a little bit of a hit. Our Pokemon 151 booster bundles have been showing up in random locations. Now, in the comments for the last video, I talked about Pokemon 151 reprints finally being here. And as I said in that video too, I'm not 100% sure if they are actually the reprints or are they actually just restocks. And it could be just restocks of the current product. There's product out there and it's getting pushed out because we do have an announcement and we do know from distributors that 151 is getting a reprint. So we do know that for a fact. We just don't know if the product has hit the shelf yet at this point in time. I don't know. Maybe other places that have been able to order some of that product would know for sure. But these booster bundles have been readily showing up. They showed up on Pokemon Center. And when I start seeing products like this show up in Pokemon Center, even if it was for like almost an hour, I believe they were up there for almost an hour. Poke Sleep Deals, if he is in the chat, thank you for joining. He actually posted quite a few of these that were available at like Best Buy, at Target, Pokemon Center. There was about an hour that you could have purchased these from Pokemon Center. And they're another product. When they show up in Pokemon Center, that kind of can signify that we got the reprint starting to hit the ground. And that's why I did say that I think the reprints are finally hitting, is because of that fact. Now, we'll see what products come out of it. I've seen people showing ETBs. I've seen people show 151 UPCs. I've seen a lot of these. I've seen everything from Zapdos to Alakazam boxes. And any of it that comes out, guys, if you can pick that up at MSRP, trust me, guys, it is selling really well right now. 151 product in general, very hot item. I think it's going to continue to be a very hot item. And if you get an opportunity to pick those particular items up, I definitely don't think that it's something that you should pass up, especially if you have a little bit of expendable money, a little bit extra income that you want to put into a good investment. I think Pokemon 151 is a very safe investment to do so. And I do enjoy the set in general. I think it's a very well put together set. It's at that nostalgic feel that people my age that grew up in the hobby and was there when it first came out, gives you that feel, that original 151 Pokemon trilogy, or not trilogy, but 151 nostalgic factor that we all enjoyed back in the day, chasing that original Pokédex and having to try and fill that in on your games of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. So we do have that nostalgic feel, which I think is a big thing for 151. Even futuristically, as people kind of flux in and out of this hobby, 151 could be one of those sets that just feels good to open in general, and I think that people do enjoy it. I think there's some really good things. One thing I do like about the Japanese version over even the English version, let's just say, is that I do like the Master Ball Hollow Hunt as well. There are some very nice, of course, all of the regular arts have the Master Ball Hollow opportunity, and I think that's really nicely done when it comes down to that. I wish that was something that was put in the English. I think it was something that was missed, and I definitely think that there was an opportunity lost by the Pokemon Center to potentially put in a little bit more rarity and fun chase when it comes down to that. So let's talk about the other thing that I've been seeing a lot of, and I think there's what do I want to say? The way I want to put this is kind of in my head, but I'm just trying to figure out a way to put it in words where it makes sense. And I'm seeing a lot of videos that they're clickbait. They always will be. And they're basically talking about the fact that, Pokemon's a bust. It's going to become a junk wax era stuff. I'm seeing more of those videos. Once again, boredom busting videos, repeat videos, just continually spewing the same thing over and over and over again. And I understand this market is not fun. Let's be honest. When it comes down to content creation and video, it's not a fun market. Overall, it's pretty normalized, right? You can just kind of take your time, 151, these booster bundles, very quick, very, very, very fast. Overall, very, very difficult to get into and have the opportunity to get into some of these things. Even this, it wasn't a rush, right? We had probably a month of this being around $60, $65. Now we're starting to see the value of this Japanese set starting to go up. So once again, we're not having that rush to jump into something, and that's another perfect example of that. Overall, this market has been very, 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 very slow to have things coming. Before, we used to make videos where we had to be very, very upfront and quick, because if we weren't upfront and quick, we would miss the opportunity to discuss it, right? Because the sale would be done, it'd be over, you had a day, and it was done. It made the content creation fun. It made the content creation, trying to be the first guy to talk about this, or try to be the first one to really tell you to buy this item because that's where you're going to get your best value. Now it's not so much that. Now it's to be talking about like this. What are things that you could be potentially missing that you still have time to buy? You could still get in on some decent pricing, and you can still get some opportunities to get in on these. And once again, that's what this has come down to when it comes down to the overall value in this hobby. So one thing I am going to say, now let me check before I speak, and I'll check when we get to the end here. I'll get into that. But I might have access to these Pokemon 151 booster boxes. If you are interested in them, let me know and DM me, because I can actually maybe get them for about $72 to $75 a booster box right now pretty easily. So I just want to let you guys know that opportunity might be there. And if it is, I will I'll pull it up and I'll make sure that it's still available to me. And if it is, then I will get the information to me, and I should be able to help you out getting that 151. If you still want to jump on that train, there's still an opportunity. I know TikTok, $85 to $90 right now. eBay is about $90 to $95 right now. It's kind of just all over the place right now when it comes down to Pokemon 151. Definitely a train, though, that if you are considering it, it is time to stop waiting on the station for the next train, because the last train, I feel, is going to be leaving the station here fairly quickly. Depending on how big this reprint is really going to be a big factor for how long you have to get on that train before it goes right back to where it was and continues to move forward. Remember, these booster bundles were running about $51 less than 2 weeks ago, almost 2.5 weeks ago, because reprint hadn't hit. Once we heard reprint, they kind of slipped a little bit. Now that we're seeing signs of the reprint with Pokemon Center, Best Buy, Target, all these places starting to put up, it's definitely showing more of that as well. So yes, I think that the pricing may drop. If we see thousands of them hit the market, yeah, that could really give you an opportunity and some time. But if you are concerned, I definitely would be shopping around right now for that MSRP price, because value is there, guys. The value is in the booster bundles right now. ETBs, once again, if I can find ETBs at the store right now, I've been watching Walmart here every Friday was when I usually get in there. My distributor is really bad in this area because we don't even have Stellar Crown at Walmart yet. That's how dumb they are. They don't show up on the release weekend. They'll show up this next weekend. He doesn't like to fight with a crowd or potentially a crowd, so he's kind of let me just be honest, he's kind of a wimp. And if there's a release of Pokemon products, he does not show up until the week after release. So Stellar Crown isn't even in my Walmarts, in my local Target, or any of that stuff, because they're all the same distributor from MJ Holding comes out and puts them out there. He won't come opening week. So I'm going to have to go check. Thursday, Friday, most likely. Thursday, possibly he'll show up. Very unlikely tomorrow. So when I hit the shelves, I'm also going to be looking for these that come from Walmart. He could drop off some of these. And we could also be seeing some of those UPCs showing up as well. And if I can get 151 UPCs, or not UPCs, ETBs. If I can get those 151 ETBs at MSRP right now, I'm buying them up as well. There's a great opportunity to get in on them. I think that they're going to do really well, and the value continue to move forward. So, once again, guys, train is leaving on 151. I truly feel that we're in the midst of probably one of our last reprints of this particular set. I think when Team Rocket and EV Heroes 2.0 hit the ground, I think that that's really going to, or Gym Challenge, when that hits the ground, the wave is going to shift, and I think the tide is going to move. And I don't think that Pokemon's going to go back to 151 any longer. I think that they're going to have bigger fish to fry, and I think that they're going to start focusing on those particular sets more as well. So that's just my feelings. I think that Japanese 151 is probably done getting reprints too, so the pricing that's out there is probably the pricing that we're going to continue to see. Last thing that I do want to be talking about when you're looking at potential reprints of Surging Spark and Stellar Crown. Once again, I am personally not putting a lot of money in each one of those sets when it comes down to investment at this point in time. The bigger factor and the bigger reason on why is because I feel that the market itself is going to give you the most capitalization for your investment dollar currently in the Team Rocket and EV Heroes Gym Challenge 2.0. So I think that those two sets, when it comes down to Japanese, the EV Heroes set is definitely going to be the one that I'm chasing. And the other factor is that I think the Team Rocket set is also going to draw a huge number of the nostalgic people, such as myself. And to be 100% honest, the older people, such as myself, the 30 plus, are probably your bigger driving factor for pricing going up. Why do you think 151 is so popular and people are willing to continue to spend money on it? It's not because people that are playing are chasing 151. It's not because people that are 20 years old is chasing 151. It's because people my age that have money have no problem to open up a pack of these and going and dropping $50 on one to have some fun. And that's exactly where we're at currently in this economy. That's where we are currently in this market. Is it really a bull market? You know, yes, it's still rising. It's still going in the upward direction. Is it a strong bull market? I don't think it's as strong as it was even a year ago. I think we're starting to feel some effects of people not having money, and I think that people are running out of cart room on their credit cards. I think people are maxing out the amount of funds that are available to them, and that's exactly what was a concern about 6 months at the beginning of the year, that we could be seeing that towards the last half of the year. That was what I had actually said back in January, is that this overall inflation was eventually going to catch up. And I think that that's what we're feeling, especially for the younger people, the people that are 30, 35, even 30 and under, I think are really starting to feel a little bit of a cramp down if they haven't found a way to mitigate that by making it self-sufficient and starting to bring this money back into the hobby on their own and starting to continually roll products and finding a way to find those sales avenues, build those sales avenues, and continue to push that market forward. So I think that we're going to continue to see kind of a little bit of slowdown. I think that specific sets that are going after is nostalgia and overall looking at the older group of the Pokemon hobby are definitely going to have some really good value points, even futuristically and for the short term. I think that if I was going to be putting a lot of investment dollars into anything, I think that those would be the areas that I would personally, and I am personally putting into myself, is looking at that Team Rocket set and also at that EV Heroes 2.0. I think that that's the Gym Challenge set as well. So overall, that's my feelings currently on the market. Do I see good things futuristically? Yes, I still see this market doing rather well, but I think it's going to become more specific to a set with something in it. Surging Sparks. Do I think it's going to be a very, very strong set here in the Scarlet and Violet era? I don't think it's going to be super strong. I think it could perform similar to Twilight Masquerade. If you can get these booster boxes around that $100 to $200 range, I definitely think that you could do well at that price point. But I don't think that I would be putting a ton of money into it, knowing the Team Rocket and the EV Heroes 2.0 Gym Challenge is coming up right behind that as well. I think that those are going to be more important factors when it comes down to where your investment dollars should go. But once again, watch different channels. Some people have some different opinions. Some people really do have some directions that have been working well for them, and they are coming up with some good ideas. I've been seeing some interesting ones on singles too. Some grabs people are talking about, especially in the singles, especially with this downward pressure right now in the market. That Blastoise Venusaur cards, perfect examples of some sets that are doing okay, singles that are kind of coming down a little bit in value, but I think are becoming a little underrated. I think some people are really jumping out with the reprint threat to see what the damages are going to be and possibly recoup on those later. And that's personally what I've been doing a lot of as well. Sometimes when you know a restock's coming, it's time to dump some inventory, let that inventory kind of get drawn down a little bit, and then if it drops out or comes back down, then you have an opportunity to jump back in. Yeah, you make $3, $4, $5, $6 each one of these booster bundles that I sell at $45, and then I go buy them back at MSRP, or even if I buy them around that $30 range, kind of mitigate that a little bit. There's definitely different ways to be profitable in this hobby, to try and continue to move forward and continue to grow and continue to mitigate some of the risks that are involved in Pokemon investment. And that's one way you could do it. You get a really high item price like this. So I buy these at MSRP and then I sell them for around $45 a piece. Now I got them listed at $40. I'm still selling them because I know that I got more coming now, because I've got some of them behind me just came in, but I got new ones from Pokemon Center that I just put away. I got some from Best Buy that I just put away, and I'm kind of rotating a little bit on that stock, just because if I got sealed cases, I'm leaving the sealed cases. But any of the loose ones, I'm kind of rolling around right now, because there's a great opportunity to still sell them on TCG Player for $44 or $41 to $44, right in that range. And you're picking them up right now at Best Buy for $29 or $30 with tax. So great opportunities to just kind of roll some dollars right now and kind of bring in some value when it comes down to these particular pricing and these particular products. So, and once again, my overall goal for a year, 20 to 30% profit in the business. That's my goal. Some products I won't get that. Some will be about 15%. Products like 151 may give me the full, 40% value on them just because of that. So that's where you can balance that out in your business for sure, and really take advantage of these Pokemon investments in this Pokemon market. Really take an opportunity to use that short-term hold to capitalize and really start to fill in them coffers a little bit, and then buy that product back at a little bit cheaper price when you can find it when it gets reprinted, and put it in for the long-term hold. Then you got something that you have a little bit less cost on the shelf. You reduce that, and you really pull that down when it comes down to that. So overall, guys, great opportunities right now. I think the train is leaving on 151. I think that if you've been considering it, if you've been holding out, if you're really concerned overall that this if you're wondering if there's going to be another reprint, I think I would probably stop wondering a little bit about that. I think that I would start considering it a done deal, in my opinion. I think that it's just, we're there. I mean, I don't see any reason why Pokemon Japan is going to go ahead and print more 151. I don't know why the English market would print any more 151 except for greed. I mean, I know Pokemon Center likes to do that for the greed factor of these sets. But I do think that we're running to a point where it's getting far enough out that I don't know if we'll be seeing any more reprints of the 151, especially booster bundles, ETBs, that kind of stuff. If the Alakazam Zapdos boxes come back, all of it is doing rather well, and there's some really good opportunity in all the products currently when it comes down to 151. Even a UPC, guys. A UPC, you could have bought that at $80 around Christmas time at the end of last year. Now that's pushing $140. I mean, all 151 product is doing extremely well. The value of it is there, and it continues to rise. And we continue to see really good things when it comes down to those particular products. So, overall, UPC is still holding well. 151 products holding extremely well. Picking them up at MSRP, great time to do so. Overall, very strong. Do I think that we are in a junk wax era? Do I think that we're in all these bad things that they talk about? No, not necessarily. I think that we're still right on course for Pokemon as normal. Once again, you got so many hits and it's so many boxes and that people enjoy, and overall the hits are where the value's at. The singles and that are where the players are at, and it keeps them reasonably priced for them for their playing. So for example, perfect example, playing cards like this, they're still selling really well. So I'll put that up on the screen. Canceling Clone. I was just going through my Astral Radiance because there's a big demand currently for that particular card. 40 cents, but because it's one every few booster packs, you can actually get a few of those and have that value inside of those where the pricing stays reasonable for the players when it comes down to the sets. Same thing with EX cards. I mean, some people sit there and complain that, well, I want a SAR, blah, blah, blah. SARs are so expensive. People are, collectors and people that are scalping are causing the price to go up. None of my decks have EX or have SIRs in them. Let's be 100% honest. I know there's some people do, and somebody's gonna come into this chat and say, "Oh, I gotta have an SIR." It plays the same as your EX. Your $1 EX plays the same as an SIR. You do not need an SIR to play the game. I do not need an SIR Charizard in my deck to play a Charizard deck. I do not need the SIR Roaring Moon in my deck to play a Roaring Moon deck. I can just use the standard EX. Does the same thing. It functions the same way. Yeah, if you want to bling your deck, you're blinging your deck. You're paying the price of blinging the deck, right? So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss when it comes down to it. Froze for just 1 minute, but yeah, like I said, I really think people need to really focus on what people are going to be looking for. Where is the money? Once again, when I look at investment and when I start talking about investment, the one thing I've always discussed here on the channel is when you're looking at investing into something and looking into the value of these things, you need to really understand who's going to buy the product. Why has 151 been an investment that we've been talking about? It's because we know who's buying the product. I'm buying the product. So you know where the people are that are buying that particular product. Same thing with the English version. We know who's buying the product. That's nostalgia. That is the people my age, getting close to 40 years old, that have bigger paychecks. Our kids are getting older to where they're starting to maybe leave the house a little bit for some of us older millennials. Some of us middle millennials are having kids that are getting into their teens now, and we have more expendable money. Our careers are starting to flourish. We're starting to get that extra expendable money with 2 incomes in the house, and the value of these things continues to go up to where you're willing to spend a little bit extra money for the luxury items that you want. I'm not going out and buying a sports car. I'm not going out and buying a house. I'm not going out and buying really high-priced items or sitting at a bar. I am buying Pokemon cards. That is where my money goes, and that's what I enjoy. I think that's happening for a lot of people my age. We're just not into the whole social scene, spending money on the high-dollar sports cards at our midlife crisis. Our midlife crisis is buying Pokemon cards and enjoying what we liked as children. And you want to know something? I think that our significant others are probably going to be a little happier that that's our midlife crisis versus the other options that have been out there in the past. So, overall, 151. I think that train is finally leaving. I think that if you have been holding on that, stalling on that, trying to decide whether or not you want to jump on it, now is the last time. And that's where we're at currently in the market. Personally, these two sets are two ones that I think are leaving the station. I think right now a lot of the other ones are just fine. You've got plenty of time. You've got plenty of opportunity to jump in on them and get more time. Obsidian Flame, I think there's time. Paldea Evolved, I think there's time. I think if Paldea Evolved is one of them, though, that if you are on the fence, I think right now would be a good value. I would wait until after this Christmas season, and after this Christmas season, I would definitely be considering Paldea Evolved, because if we don't see any reprints of that particular set, with that Magic Cart being so high just because of how difficult it is to pull, number one, in a really good form, that PSA 10 is very sparse when it comes down to population compared to a lot of the other sets, and even compared to the PSA 9 version of that. I think that value could do really well and have some really good value overall futuristically. So definitely another set that teetering on the edge of maybe having to jump in on it. Definitely one to be watching. If we don't see any booster box reprints here by the end of the year, I would definitely be concerned and probably looking for the best deal you can get on those as well. I think that train is getting close to departing the station as well. But 151 definitely starting to roll down the tracks. So if you have not done it and you have not quite pulled the trigger on it, definitely be looking at it now and definitely be taking the opportunities, because I feel the Japanese booster boxes are going to go over $100 here very shortly. The booster bundles may come down in price for the reprint or restock, whatever you want to call it. When they get sold out again, I think the price will probably mitigate back up around that $50 range. So there's definitely that opportunity as well for some potential short-term gain on that. And then if you want to sit on them, sit on them. I think there's really good opportunity as well. So, anyways, that's what I've got for my rant for today. Like I said, I go about 20-30 minutes, so here we are. I'm going to acknowledge the chat, and then I'm going to look real quick and see if I still have access to those Japanese booster bundles. or booster boxes. So if you are interested, if you have missed the boat and you can't find them for cheaper than $90 out there right now, let me know, and I could probably see if I can get a couple cases of those for you as well, for around that. It was around $75. Let me check real quick and see what they're at. While I'm on that topic, I will just look real quick and give you an update on that part of it. Let's see. So Pokemon 151, is it still available? So it's still available. So right now it's at $79 a piece. So it's $79.13 a booster box right now. So that price is going up as well, just so you guys are aware. So if you guys are interested, if you are seeing this, DM me on Discord, because I'm going to look right now. eBay, they were about, so Japanese 151 booster box. So I'll just look at the individual booster box price here real quick. Yeah, so on eBay, they're actually crossing 100, guys. So we're up to 104 currently with those. 103, 104, we're right in that range currently on that. So they're going up. So if you guys are interested, you didn't jump in on it right now, I can still get them at $79.13 a piece. So if that's something that you want to jump in on, DM me after this. I will watch my DMs for the next couple days. I'd like to see if we can get about $500 in value. I got it, at least $500 worth to buy for the shipping purposes. If we can get $500, even if I got to throw in a few $100 to get some more of it, it don't bother me at all. So just let me know if you are interested in that. It's something that I can set up and get through for a little bit better value for you guys here watching the channel. Once again, no paywall. Just let me know in the DMs. Not going to charge you any extra. We'll just give you the availability to that for sure. So let's go down the chat. Let's see who's in here. Aaron Scott, thank you so much. And yes, such an epic thumbnail. I love my thumbnails. I love doing the open mouth. You gotta. It's a Pokemon thing. You have to do an open mouth thumbnail. Hey, Pika Pika, how you doing? Glad to see you in the chat early tonight too. Gimbo Slice, welcome on in as always. Poke Nerf exclusive, Nufo exclusive. Thank you so much. Prince of Peace, welcome on in as well. Looks like that's who we got in the chat so far that's spoken up. If you are here, please let me know you're in the chat. Glad to see you guys here joining us this evening. And once again, if you got any questions or any discussion for the topic tonight or any other topics, we go for about an hour, so we will be going till about 10 o'clock here. So jump on in and let me know what you would like to discuss here as the later part of the chat here. So we got, let's see, Poke Nufo exclusive. I picked up 5 Pokemon 151 ETBs recently from the Pokemon Center kiosk. Very nice. So I saw them at Walmart, and I didn't get them because I was running through real quick, and I know they disappeared right away like last week. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago they were there. There was like 3 of them on the shelf. I don't know where they came from. They weren't on any other of the Walmarts that I saw. But I didn't grab them, and they were gone right away. So they're obviously in my hometown. Someone else is hunting for those particular products when they do come up, so they disappear fast. Prince of Peace, he says, your content and thought process is top tier, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I try to keep everything as real as we can so that we can help you out the most that we can here in the hobby. Once again, I want you guys to all be successful without taking crazy risks and just buying everything. I think that that's one way you can do investment, of course. Just like some things, buy everything, and eventually something's going to hit, and you'll do well on something, and you'll do average on the others, and you'll be okay. Personally, I'd rather keep it a little bit real, keep it a little bit better, different thought process, so you guys can have some really good mind thought when you're looking at particular products and why things will do what they do. I mean, we can take and analyze a lot of products and really discuss them and make a decision on why we think things will do well. Gimbo Slice, it's just a little difference, but I noticed Walmart is $2 more expensive on the 151 booster bundles than Best Buy and Pokemon Center. 29. Yeah, I did notice that too. They're like $28.89 and they're like $27.29 or something at like Pokemon Center and Best Buy. And I don't know why. Walmart's or Target's the same way. Walmart is $2, almost $2 more expensive on them. Don't know why. They just are. It is what it is. So, but yeah, like I said, I definitely do think that's weird, but once again, Walmart's making a little bit extra profit on the products that are selling well. But I did notice that even on the, what are they? These ones. Paldean Fates? So Paldean Fates is another one. I saw it; they're charging 29 or 28.89 for those too. So they're like $1.50 more expensive than everybody else as well. So both of them at Walmart are a little bit more expensive. For me, it's convenience. You know, $2 more, and I only have to drive 20 miles to go get them versus going to Target or Best Buy. If they have them in stock, is all the way down in Eau Claire. That's an hour and a half for me to go. If I'm looking online, then yeah, I could get a good snag for them. But if I want to get them in person, yeah, Walmart is definitely great because they do put them on the shelf. But yeah, I am paying a $2 premium even here for them in those particular products. Pika Pika for 151. Is it the packs that are valuable or is it the sealed product? Wondering, since collectability of booster bundles is not as good as ETBs and booster boxes. See, and I disagree with that a little bit. I think the booster bundles are just such a new product, and the specialty set ones always seem to do really well. And I just personally think that the other reason I think overall, I think it's early on them for sure. And the one thing about the booster bundles that I personally like is that I've talked about this before, is when you look at a booster bundle such as this versus an ETB so a booster bundle, for example, you can almost buy 2 booster bundles for the price of 1 ETB and you get 3 more packs. So if you buy the booster bundles even at Walmart, $29, you're looking at $60. You're paying $55 for an ETB at Walmart for the exact same product, but you're getting 3 packs extra. The booster bundles are a better value. When you go to resell futuristically, hopefully, in theory, if everything goes as it should, these booster bundles will be a little bit better price, but hopefully you'll still stay about the same value-wise. And what I mean by that is that you will see the pricing percentage go up about the same with all 3 of the products. So if you've got a booster box, an ETB, and a booster bundle, you hope to see them all go up by about the same percentage rates. And I think if that occurs, and I think that that's a very good possibility of something that could occur, when and if it does, then people are more likely to buy the cheaper product, right? If they're just searching for packs and people are looking to rip and ship things, or people are looking to rip product for a specific chase, or they're seeing potential value, that GV in the product to where there's actually some gross value inside of there now because of a chase card, they're more likely to buy the cheaper product and take the risks with that than maybe a booster box. For example, let's look at Evolving Skies. If you had to buy Evolving Skies booster box right now for $700 and the 6-pack bundle was available for it, which it's not. I mean, that wasn't a set that we had it available for at the time. But if this was available for $120 or $100, would you buy this? Or $90, would you buy this? Or would you go buy a booster box if you're trying to chase the Moon Kitty? You're probably more likely to go buy more of these, and sellability of this becomes more lucrative than a more expensive item like a booster box. Booster boxes, as you move up that tier, it's a pyramid, right? The higher you get, the less people that can afford to purchase something. So sometimes having these smaller items, such as a booster bundle with just straight packs in it, gives you a nice little cushion to be able to sell it to a larger market. More people are willing to spend the money for that particular product than they are for a booster box or a very expensive ETB. It's just something to consider futuristically. Once again, looking at who's going to buy something futuristically. Why would someone buy this? How much money do they have? And is it something that they can afford? And if you give them a booster box for $1,800 and say, here, I got a booster box for $1,800, but I got the 6-pack bundle for $200 for, let's say, 5 years, when Evolving Skies is $2,000 booster box, and this is selling for $160. More likely, you're going to get more people to buy Evolving Skies at $160 than you are at $2,000 for a booster box. That's just what I consider when I'm looking at some of these products, especially long-term investment. I'm looking at sellability. Where and who is going to be able to afford to buy these products if I'm assuming that they're going to go up by so much dollar amount over the next 5-10 years. That's something to really be taking into consideration. I've heard a lot of content creators say they hate booster bundles, they're dumb, they're not displayable. The problem is that, yeah, you're right. If you're going down for just displayability, they're not a great product when it comes to just displayability. I will 100% agree. I don't think that they're as displayable as an ETB. I just don't. But I'm looking at the fact that people like to open older stuff and chase particular cards, such as this, for example, chasing that Charizard. I mean, are you more likely to open these and go after the Charizard, or are you more likely to go after an ETB and chase the Charizard? Me? These have had better luck at pulling Charizards, I'm going to tell you that right now, than an ETB has. Let's see. Prince of Peace 151 booster bundles will be one of the best long-term investments easily. I do agree. I think that that's going to be where the better money is going to be placed, especially for storage, space saving, everything else. You're not buying a bunch of air, even like an ETB. It's a big box with a few packs in it. Prince of Peace, but literally everything 151 is gold mine. Agreed. Buy any 151 right now at MSRP. I think that you're in the gold. Preferred investment 151 booster bundles for 27 or UPC for 85. Well, if I could still find the UPC at 85, you're buying a lot of air with the UPC. You're getting 16 packs. And the thing is that trying to find them at 85 right now is not likely to happen. So, unless they get a reprint of them, I think they'll come back to 120 potentially. But I don't think you're going to see them under 120. But let's just say you're getting 16 packs. I mean, you're talking $5.31 a pack at that price. And if you're looking at the booster bundles even, and you divide that out, I mean, you're still cheaper with the booster bundles. Price per pack. If you go 85 divided by 16, you're at $5.31 a pack. And if you go to the booster bundles, even with tax, you're at $30. And I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt with tax. You're $5 a pack. You're actually cheaper overall when it comes down to it. So realistically, I still think the booster bundles are a better value. UPCs are cool, but once again, they got a bunch of junk in them, too. I mean, the playmats, maybe in 5 years, they'll be desirable just because of the fact that they're no longer all over the place. The other problem with the playmats, too, is that they're kind of junky. I've got 2 of them out of UPCs, or 3 of them, and they're junk. They were really produced really badly. And if they sit in that box for years, they're going to get really, 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 really all rolled up, and they're not going to want to lay flat no matter what. That's my personal opinion. I think the booster bundles are definitely going to be your better investment, and I think that's where I think you should. Personally, I think that's where I would look the most. I'm going to change my wording on that. It's where I'm looking the most are the bundles. I think the bundles have got the best, I want to say, most chance of an explosive gain comparatively to any of the products. I mean, look at it. Even the ETB is $70 at its peak, $72 at its peak, and the booster bundles were $51 at their peak. I mean, they just about caught the booster bundle or the ETB's MSRP in percentage gain. They almost doubled the ETB on its percentage gain. So let's see. So we got Prince of Peace, $90 at Costco for like 2 months, or for like 2 months for the UPC. Kicking myself for not loading up. Yeah, that was a really, really good value when it came down to that, for sure. If you could get a hold of the Costco deal, how much would you grab? Yeah, a lot. Overall, I would go down there and probably really load up. Gimbal Slice, I'm waiting for reprints of Paldea and Twilight. Hope I don't get burned. I know. I've been doing the same thing, and I've been really, really watching it. I think overall, definitely something to be really, really watching. So, Twilight Masquerade is playable, though. It's a very playable set currently, and they really didn't print a lot of booster boxes to start off with, so there may still be a chance for that one to kind of come back around and give us another chance at it, for sure. Crypto, or Agent Crypto, thank you for joining the chat as well. Question, hello. Is it too late to invest in Hidden Fates? I think they are like $300 in ETB at one point. They were during the boom, so Hidden Fates is kind of one of them sets that's interesting. So if I go and look up Hidden Fates right now, and I mean, I haven't really followed it because I do have some Hidden Fates hidden back, and I really haven't done much. But realistically, they're about $200 in ETB right now, so we are seeing some gain finally on them. They've kind of stayed stagnant around that 150 range. So another one, an ETB did really well. It was up to almost $300. Then we got that reprint to kind of end it in June of 2021. They got that last little dumping of them that came out. And when that happened, the price kind of went back down to almost 100, 110. They went back to 150, and they kind of surge. They'll go up to like 190, and then they'll back down to 150. They'll surge to 185, and then they'll kind of back down to 150. It seems like 150 is like the safe net on it. Do I see it being an investable set at this point in time? I still think they're a good value at 150 overall. It's just, once again, how long do you want to sit on something, and how long do you want to potentially be tied up with dead money and hoping that something changes in the near future with it? Or do you look at buying a product that's got more explosive potential, I want to say? Something that's got a better chance to see gains and see some value increases compared to Hidden Fates at this point in time. Some of us that got them, like when they were on the shelves at, what were they, $50? Or I think they were $50 at the time. So the people that got them at $50, I definitely think that that's a good opportunity right now. Or wasn't a good opportunity back then. Now, I don't know if I'd spend $150 on any of the Hidden Fates products currently. I think they're just kind of stagnant right now, and there's better places to be putting your money when it comes down to Hidden Fates. Prince of Peace. For my personal collection, I'd like 5 or 10. Yeah, that's not a bad number. Gimbo Slice, do you prefer to pre-order boxes at pre-release or get the cheapest price, or do you wait and see how the set is selling and received by fans before moving in, even if you have to pay a bit more? So the interesting thing is Gimbo Slice, is when it comes down to pre-release items, typically I can get a lot of them from Distributor for a little while on past pre-release. So, for example, right now, whatever reason, if you want Surging Sparks, I can still get a pre-order on them. So they're allowing pre-orders to extend on Surging Sparks. So if you want it, I can get it. A 6-pack, they'd be $110 a box for me, because by the time I pay tax and everything on it, it's going to be about that for me. So it's going to be that pass-through. But booster boxes usually hang around a little bit from distributors, so I can wait and see for the first couple weeks to see how it performs. And if it performs rather well, I have the opportunity with the distributor to go and possibly buy some at their pricing if it goes over that pricing. But historically and equivocally, all the sets compared to my MSRP price or my distributor price have gone cheaper on secondary market. Even Twilight Masquerade was cheaper. Currently, Stellar Crown right now is cheaper. I can get Stellar Crown cheaper than I could have bought it at the distributor. So Stellar Crown, last time I looked, I could get them for I think it was like $550. No, $500 or $600 for a booster or for a box. So let me check, because I just looked the other day, because I always watch these things and see what they do. So right now they got a couple singles for $102. That's what I would have bought them for from the distributor. So literally they're selling them for free currently out there for Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown booster box case. Let's see. So yeah, case is $592.99. So with free shipping, buy it now. So $592.99 times 1.0 divided by 6. So I mean, by the time I pay tax on that, well, I've got a business account, so if you pay tax on it, you're getting it the exact same price as you would on the from my distributor, and I wouldn't have to pay tax there. $592 divided by 6. I mean, you can get them for I'd be able to go through my business account and get them for $98 a piece with no tax. So, yeah, it's $5 a booster box that I could save right now on those by buying a case right now, compared to what I would have had to pay for it if I would have bought them online. So, yeah, once again, waiting and just buying them off of other places that are like eBay and stuff has been more lucrative than buying them from distributor for me. Now, I've been meaning to see if Mason's been on here. I'm trying to catch Mason because I was kind of curious on his pricing. Maybe if I say Mason Berry three times in a row, he'll show up in the chat, and we could ask him if he would be willing to share what he's paying for booster boxes, because he's got a little bit more volume, a little bit longer standing with some of them. And I know sometimes they get volume discounts, account age discounts, all those things can play into effect as well, because I know I do know that one of the local places said that they were getting for $99 a booster box. I was getting them for $103 from the same distributor. So it's interesting sometimes how they do that. But answer your question, Gimbo. I usually let them ride. I wait to see after release, see if the pricing dropped, because we saw it with Base Set, Paldea Evolved, Paradox Rift. All the sets so far have seen that dip under what I could get it for from a distributor. And once again, when they drop under that price of the distributor, why am I paying distributor pricing? What's the advantages of having a distributor if I can just go on eBay and buy them for, $5 to $10, even sometimes $15 less a booster box? It's just, the deals are sometimes better out there because they're selling them in case quantities a little bit cheaper than what I can get them for even from a distributor with my account. Pika Pika Cool with a sunglass emoji. ELO, welcome on into the chat. Are you still dealing with bulk cards on TCG Player? Also, did you see that Japanese cards are now on TCG Player? Yes. TCG Player is now allowing us to sell Japanese cards. It's not into my Binder POS, and I've got a big gripe with Binder POS. So number one, if you guys are looking at Binder POS, it's been a great platform. It's worked extremely well up until this week. I'm going to be 100% honest. I've been staying consistent. It's nice because I have, get all my bulk separated. I get it into Binder POS. It's been doing well. Whatever happened about 3 days ago, or 4 days ago, it would have been Friday, my Binder POS inventory reset 6 months. So it went back to 6 months ago with my inventory. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what occurred. But I had hundreds of orders come through, and they're sitting there because they don't have the cards. It reinstated all this inventory that I didn't have, which is very, very frustrating on my end. And then the other factor is that I can only refund so many orders before it locks me out. So it's not like I can go through and refund all these orders without dealing with TCG Player. And number three, their service is crap. They don't have a phone number. You can't contact them through phone. I have emailed both the TCG Player support and their support. Have not received their email yet to this point. I sent that work ticket in on Friday. They're supposed to contact me within 24 hours. I have not been contacted yet with it. My TCG Player account is currently shut down to stop sales because my inventory is all screwed up and I don't have the inventory to sell. So right now I am inactive status on TCG Player, and every day that's down equates to me losing approximately $40 roughly, $30 to $40 per day. The TCG Player is not running my bulk sales. So, yeah, I am not very excited about it, plus all the issues that I've got all these orders. And I guarantee that today, TCG Player, and I'm going to look, I probably got the emails, TCG Player is probably all mad at me because I'm not fulfilling these orders, and they're telling me I need to, or they're going to suspend my account like they always threaten to do whenever I forget to hit the I sent it. And that's definitely an issue. And right now, with Binder POS, I love the platform up until just recently. So right now, not a fan. Not a fan of Binder POS. Not a fan of their customer service. Not a fan of how they're operating, TCG Player or Binder POS, because they're both the same intertwined companies. So overall, if someone's got a different way, if someone's got a phone number to contact Binder POS where I can actually get a hold of someone, hit me up. Let me know, because I don't have one, and all of their emails, I'm getting no response. I am literally just deadheaded on 2 emails to supports with no response. I just got the email back from them saying that your ticket is in holding or waiting for an available agent. So either A, they just got completely bombarded by something that they did, or B, they're just not doing their job on their customer service and at least giving me something to do with this, because like I said, I'm losing $30 to $40 a day. My account's been down since Sunday, so we're day 3 in, so I've literally lost about $190 to $120 in sales in the last 3 days. So that gets to be a pretty substantial blow, especially right after Worlds, where everybody's changing their decks. Updates are happening. We got a new set release. These are typically the moments when we get the most value for selling bulk, with new people building up for new decks. So yeah, not a good thing. Just not an overall good deal, and the customer service right now just sucks when it comes down to that. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. Yes, it does. I do deal with bulk. Right now it's shut down because of the situation currently with TCG or with Binder POS. But yes, they do sell Japanese cards now on TCG Player. I have some that I will be listing as well, so we will be trying that out as well as soon as I get my stuff up and running. Hopefully Binder POS gets the additions added in where I can add them through Binder POS. But that's the other issue is that I have to add everything through Binder POS. I can't manually add anything in a TCG Player. So if I go to my inventory right now on this set, I can't add any inventory in. It's not like a lot of people when you're selling on TCG Player where you get like the Excel spreadsheet where you can add in all the stuff. All of that needs to be done through Binder POS, and that is exactly what we can do. But anyways, that's my frustration currently when it comes down to that. But yes, ELO, I never knew of Binder POS. Yeah, Binder POS is actually a really good system if you're doing high volume bulk sales. So if you're doing like me, slow week, it'll drop down to like $10, $15 if I don't do inventory changes. But if you're doing, $30, $40, even if you're doing probably $100 a week through TCG Player sales, you're going to lose 1 week because Binder POS is very, very nice overall when it comes down to the application that you can load all of your bulk into Binder POS. You can either do it through an Excel spreadsheet or you can go in and just add in all of it through their interface. By doing so, they control the pricing. So if, for example, every 12 hours it updates the pricing of the my TCG Player pricing. So if, for example, I just had it up here like this. So I got this canceling cologne. Well, let's say that I list it and it's not worth anything. It's not even playable at that point in time, so it's going for like 2 cents. I put a minimum of 10 cents on everything. So if it's not 10 cents, it doesn't put it up for sale. It doesn't even list it. So it just kind of holds it in reserve until the value goes over 10 cents or more. Canceling cologne, perfect example. Started off sales when it first came up. It really wasn't used. It wasn't very, very popular. Some people were using it, but it wasn't huge. Then it got to be very popular. It went up to like 40 cents. Binder POS automatically moved that pricing up. I do not have to watch my 120,000 card inventory to be sure I'm keeping up and mitigating the pricing of those particular cards. Binder POS gives me the max dollar amount possible on those particular cards and gives me the best value that I can get by running it. Yes, they charge $100 a month for the software. I will tell you that now. But when you're doing a bulk business, it's the best $100 that I have spent. When it comes down to that, I used to load everything. I lost so much money just on the fact that the pricing wasn't changing. I even talked about it here about a year ago or 2 years ago when I was talking about how I just labeled everything the same. 10 cents for common, uncommon. We had 15 cents for reverses. You had 25 cents for a hollow, and you just let it ride. And who knows how much sales I lost. All of those things are factors that are now remedied by Binder POS. So high traffic, if you're looking at $500-$600 a month, even $1,000 a month, if I would say $500-$600 a month minimum on sales when it comes down to bulk, I definitely think that Binder POS is a good service to have for yourself. But if you're less than that, if you're only selling a couple thousand bulk cards and hoping to see if you can get through those, then it's definitely not a service that I think is worth the value to you. A little bit extra work on that amount of inventory is just easier for you to handle yourself. Pika Pika, the promos would be worth something. Yeah, the promos will be worth something in ETBs. I do agree with that. I think overall there's going to be a lot of them out there. I think that Snorlax promo on the 151 will probably have some value. But once again, you're looking at are you ripping it down price per pack, or are you trying to sell a sealed bundle when it comes down to that fact? Snowgoon, welcome on into the chat. How are you doing? Habitations, thank you so much for joining in. I'm 37, and I can't focus elsewhere than 151 Japanese. This set is goated for me. And I think that that's a very common statement when it comes down to people your age. I'm 38, going to be 39 here, and I absolutely agree. I love both the English and the Japanese version of 151. It's a fun set to open. It's nostalgic. I like opening it with my son. My son enjoys that set because it's just a very clean, small Pokédex Very, very fun set to chase. Easy overall, actually a fairly easy set to master, and a relatively inexpensive set to master overall. If you were to open, 10 booster bundles, even 15 booster bundles, and you got them at MSRP, you could almost master the set. You might be missing a few of them overall. Chances are is that you'll probably hit the Blasty, you'll probably hit the Venusaur, and you might hit the Charizard in those 15 boxes. Overall, had very, very good pull rates. It's a very fun set. My son enjoys it. I enjoy it. Well, not just my oldest son definitely enjoys it. My younger kids definitely enjoy the set as well. So it was a really fun set to master. It was fun to open. We're actually working on the master of 151, the Japanese version now, including the Master Ball Hollows. So that's going to be fun because there are some very expensive Master Ball Hollows out there currently. So yeah. 151, definitely agree. Being the same, almost the same age as you, definitely 100% agree. It's nostalgic, it's fun, it's exciting, and I definitely do enjoy the set in general. Son of a Merc, Paladin Fates killed Hidden Fates. It did and it didn't. It really did hurt it in a way. Yeah, I mean, I think it did hinder it. I think the more that we get these Shining Fate sets, the more that hurts. I mean, we have, that's the 4th iteration of a shiny set now, because we had, what was the first one? It wasn't shiny, what the heck was the older one before Hidden Fates? There was one. Now I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. God darn it. I can see it. It's got Oho on the box. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. It was kind of the first iteration of the... It didn't have baby shinies on it, but it was kind of the first Shiny Legends. So wasn't that Shining Legends? Had Mew... Shiny Legends, I think... Yeah, Shining Legends. So it had the Oho box. It had the Shiny Mew. Had the Mew pack art. It was a really fun set in general. Once again, it was... Back in the day, it wasn't even sought after. I mean, you had Mew, Mewtwo, the Rayquaza... The Genesect packs, yeah, Shiny Legends was kind of the kickoff for it. Shiny Fates was kind of the step up because then you got the Baby Shiny Chase inside of it, so it kind of boosted it and added something to Shiny Legends, so it gave you that extra pop that you didn't have, which was a cool little subset chasing that Shiny Vault for sure. So that was a cool little addition. And then now, Shining Fates. Not as strong. I mean, overall, I want to say that the characters and the actual Pokemon chase in there was a little bit weaker because you didn't have like your Gen 1s inside of there. You went to multiple gens on that point, including a lot of the Gen 8 Pokemon, such as the Decidueye, Inteleon, that group. What is it? Cinderace and Rillaboom. So you got those lines in there with the Charizard still. So, but that was an interesting one. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a pretty good subset there with Shining Legends. Kind of a cool one because you got that Shining Mew from Shining Legends. It was a really cool card. I'm just looking at the other ones in the set list just to see, you got that Test Tube Mewtwo. That one was inside of that set as well. That came out of there. You got the Shiny Mew, the big purple one, and then the Entei as well. Full art Entei inside of there with the Rainbow, Zoroark, Mewtwo, Raichu, and the Entei. So, like I said, Shiny Legends is kind of the a precursor to it. Not as strong. I mean, it wasn't like a huge precursor to it. There was definitely... You could make an argument it wasn't, but yeah, the first one that came out subset was Hidden Fates. Shiny Fates took some of the luster away, and then on top of it, I think Son of a Merc, you're probably hitting the nail right in the head. That Charizard inside of there, to me, is a little bit better artwork. Once again, we're in an era where we have a lot better SIRs and some artwork in it compared to, what we had back in 2019. 2019, it was cool. Really, really nice having that shiny set, but yeah, I agree. I think that the Charizard in Paladin Fates really is hindering Hidden Fates' performance. So there we go, guys. We are now at 10 o'clock. We are at the end of the chat. I'm going to give you guys, if you guys got anything else that you'd like to discuss. If not, make sure you guys hit that like button before you leave. I see there's 20 people out there and there's only 12 likes. So please take a moment to hit that like button. Greatly appreciated if you guys could do that as well to help out the stream a little bit. And once again, 10 o'clock, I usually start rolling it up right now. So if you guys got anything else that you'd like to add in or discuss here, now would be a good time to do so. Just looking, I'm changing my thing to live chat. Make sure I didn't miss anything, because I noticed it's always set to top chat, and if I don't change it, sometimes they get buried down below. So, nope, I don't see any additions. So, yeah, like I said, good time right now. Let me know in the DMs too. I'm just going to remind you guys, if you are interested in grabbing some Pokemon 151 still at about, I'm just going to say with tax and everything, you're probably, with shipping and all that, we're probably looking at $80 a box, just to be honest with you. You're probably going to pay about $1 for shipping to get it. Hit me up in the DMs. You can either use my Instagram or Discord. Discord is the preferable method to get a hold of me. I haven't been on Instagram very much recently, which is probably a bad thing on my part, but there's only so many things I can focus on, and it's just not it. So, but yeah, like I said, overall, thank you guys, everybody, for joining. Greatly appreciated to have you guys in here. Check out the Discord. Make sure you join in there. Be active. Let's have some fun. Let's discuss some Pokemon. Last but not least, make sure you guys consider or check out the merch store down below too. We do sell the merch, which does help out the channel as well. Plus, we got some really nice artwork. You got the Gengar Made Me Do It shirt, and of course, you got the It's Always Great in the Northwoods with Flareon in his campsite. Very fitting to the Northwoods TCG's theme. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Greatly appreciating. Seeing that we don't have any other chats here this evening, I'm going to call it a night. And hopefully we will see you next Tuesday here on Northwoods TCG. Thank you guys, everybody, once again for joining.